How does a single country hold ruins of empires that mapped the stars, cities built on sunken lakes, and coastlines that host millions of travelers each year? The answer begins in Teotihuacán. Built nearly 2,000 years ago, the massive Pyramid of the Sun anchors an ancient metropolis. Stretching outward from the pyramid, the Avenue of the Dead forms the central axis of the ruined city. At its peak, Teotihuacán supported tens of thousands of residents. The builders left behind no written records, leaving the true identity of the original inhabitants a historical mystery. Just an hour south, modern Mexico City sprawls. At its core lies the Zócalo, a massive public square built directly over the former Aztec capital. A short walk from the Zócalo, the Palacio de Bellas Artes displays a colorful tiled dome that dominates the skyline. This cultural center blends Art Nouveau and Art Deco architecture. Inside, heavy marble walls house murals by Diego Rivera and Rufino Tamayo. The surrounding plaza hums with pedestrians, street vendors, and the daily traffic of one of the most populated cities in the Americas. Further along Paseo de la Reforma, the Angel of Independence rises above the financial district. The golden statue commemorates the start of Mexico's war against Spain. Today, the monument serves as a central gathering point for protests, celebrations, and civic events. Southwest of the capital, the terrain rises into the colonial highlands. In the silver mining town of Taxco, the Church of Santa Prisca towers over white buildings and narrow, winding streets. Financed entirely by an 18th century silver magnate, the church features intricate stone carvings and tall twin bell towers. The surrounding town retains its historic layout, with steep alleys built directly into the rugged hillside. In the central state of Guanajuato, houses painted in bright yellows, pinks, and blues crowd the steep ravines. A stone monument to El Pipila, a local miner who became a hero during the Mexican War of Independence, rests on a hilltop. His statue holds a torch facing the colonial streets below, where a network of subterranean tunnels now manages the city's modern traffic. Further south, the city of Oaxaca preserves a distinct regional heritage. The Templo de Santo Domingo de Guzman anchors the historic center with its thick stone walls and Baroque facade. Constructed by Dominican friars over 2 centuries, the church complex includes expansive courtyards and botanical gardens. The surrounding pedestrian streets are lined with low-slung buildings featuring terracotta roofs and wrought iron balconies. Moving into the southern state of Chiapas, the dry highlands give way to dense tropical rainforests. Here, the Agua Azul waterfalls cascade over limestone terraces, creating a series of turquoise pools. The water gets its distinct color from high mineral content. These cascades flow through the jungle, carving paths through the dense vegetation and providing a water source for local wildlife. On the flat limestone expanse of the Yucatan Peninsula, the jungle conceals the remnants of the Maya civilization. At Chichen Itza, the El Castillo Pyramid rises from a wide grassy plaza. Built with precise astronomical alignments, the stone steps cast shadows that resemble a descending serpent during the equinox. The sprawling archaeological site includes massive ball courts and stone temples. Nearby in Mérida, the San Ildefonso Cathedral dominates the city center. Completed in 1598, it is one of the oldest cathedrals in the Americas. Along the Caribbean coast, the ruins of Tulum sit on limestone cliffs facing the ocean. Unlike inland Maya cities, Tulum served as a major seaport, trading jade, obsidian, and copper along the maritime routes of the Yucatan. A thick stone wall protects the site on 3 sides, while the steep drop to the sea secures the 4th. Below the ancient temples, white sand beaches meet the clear, shallow waters of the Caribbean. North of Tulum, Cancun transformed from a quiet fishing village into a global tourism hub in the 1970s. The hotel zone occupies a narrow 14-mile strip of sand between the sea and a mangrove lagoon. Large luxury resorts, golf courses, and commercial centers line the beachfront. The white sand, made of crushed coral, stays cool under the tropical sun, drawing millions of international visitors to this stretch of the coast every year. Just a short ferry ride from Cancun, Isla Mujeres offers a slower pace. The island measures only 5 miles long, surrounded by calm, shallow reefs ideal for snorkeling. Small hotels and resorts sit right on the edge of the water. Golf carts and bicycles replace cars on the narrow roads, and fishing boats anchor near the sandy shores. On the opposite side of the country, Mexico's Pacific coast features a completely different geography. In Puerto Vallarta, the Sierra Madre Mountains drop steeply into the ocean. Dense green forests cover the hillsides, pressing directly against the coastal resorts and sandy beaches of Banderas Bay. Unlike the planned resorts of Cancun, Puerto Vallarta grew organically from a small port town. Traditional white stucco houses with red tiled roofs climb the slopes. Along the waterfront, a long pedestrian boardwalk connects the town center to a curved pier stretching into the Pacific. The parish of Our Lady of Guadalupe anchors the downtown skyline. Built over several decades in the early 20th century, the red brick church is topped with an intricate wrought iron crown. The structure blends neoclassical and Baroque elements. From the water, the golden crown serves as a distinct navigational marker, framing the historic center against the backdrop of the rugged forested mountains. Further south along the Pacific, Acapulco wraps around a deep, semicircular bay. Long before it became a famous mid-century resort destination, it operated as a crucial Spanish port for trade galleons arriving from Asia. Today, high-rise hotels and apartment buildings trace the curving shoreline. Acapulco's beaches stretch for miles, backed by steep hills that quickly transition into dense residential neighborhoods. The bay's calm waters provide a natural harbor, while rocky outcrops break the surf. As the sun sets, the city lights illuminate the coastline and reflect across the Pacific. At the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula, the arid desert meets the sea. Cabo San Lucas sits at this geographic crossroads. The town centers around a massive marina, protected from the open ocean by a series of rugged granite rock formations. The marina serves as a base for commercial fishing fleets and luxury yachts. Early each morning, boats head out into the Sea of Cortez, a body of water known for its rich marine life. The surrounding town has expanded rapidly, driven by the sport fishing industry. Just past the marina lies Land's End, where the peninsula finally drops into the ocean. The most prominent feature is El Arco, a natural limestone arch carved over millennia by wind and tide. This distinctive rock formation marks the exact point where the protected waters of the Gulf of California meet the powerful currents of the Pacific Ocean. From the ancient stone grids of Teotihuacán to the busy shores of the Baja Peninsula, Mexico spans centuries of human ambition and geographic extremes. Here at Land's End, the continent runs out of Earth. The granite arch of El Arco takes the impact of the Pacific surf, a final, immovable anchor at the edge of the sea.